Watch these faces closely. Innocent, yet very sinister. This is the Pakistani honey trap. Out to lure Indian Armed Forces officers. They target 1,000 Armed Forces officers on social media. It's the biggest Pakistani strike on the Indian Army in cyberspace. ISI's virtual spies hacking into social networking sites of the Indian Army using a German server. Mobile numbers, call details, other data stolen covertly. The ISI's call center at Karachi. The sinister Karachi call center is our top focus story on India First. So on social media, these Karachi-based honey traps, they pretended to be daughters or relatives of Indian government officials. They would strike up a conversation online. They would gradually ask for details. They would gradually then exchange photographs, including pictures without clothes. And once compromised, the officers would be asked to share more information. Having failed on ground, Pakistan is now using sexy images of young women in the virtual world to target Indian Army officers and soldiers. The top spies of Pakistan's rogue counterintelligence agency, the ISI, is working overtime to trap young armed forces officers and men online in a bid to hack into sensitive military data and then target India. India today has accessed an alarming confidential government report. This report gives details of ISI's Karachi call center trying to honey trap Indian officers. This is an India Today exclusive. The biggest anti-India cyber war ops exposed. ISI's spy centers working on an overdrive on the other side of the border. Pakistan's master plan to honey trap Indian officers in the virtual world. We'll tell you how Indian officers' mobile phones, emails, social media profiles are being hacked into. We'll get you the inside story, how Indian Armed Forces officers are being honey trapped online by fake ISI profiles online. For the first time ever, the Karachi call center, the nerve center of ISI ops, exposed. No guns, no bullets. The target to bleed the Indian Army, this time of information.
They try to lure them by honey traps, and they were successful to a very small extent, not a very big extent, but yes, they were definitely successful in compromising a lot of phones.
The ISI weapons are fake Facebook profiles of beautiful young women, and their effort is to lure Indian Armed Forces personnel. Behind the pretty faces is the ISI's devilish agenda. They chat up Indian Armed Forces personnel, and once these personnel are comfortable, a link is sent across via a chat messenger to download an app or an app. The moment the officer clicks the app, the entire data on his mobile phone, laptop or desktop is ready to download and can be accessed by the ISI call center in Karachi.
वो क्या कर रहे हैं, हमारी कुछ गवर्नमेंट की वेबसाइट्स या फिर एजुकेशनल वेबसाइट्स को हैक करके हमारे सामने वही लगातार सोशल मीडिया पे पोस्ट करते हैं.
Indian intelligence agencies got a wind of ISI's modus operandi after several Indian officers were taken into custody at different locations across the country. a nationwide investigation was launched, and this led to the discovery of the Karachi call center. Look closely at the Indian Army logo on this website. It doesn't appear to be fake. But here's the fact. These websites are floated and run by Pakistan's notorious Inter-Services Intelligence, or ISI. They claim to give out news of the Indian Army, but actually they hack into the data of those who click on these websites.
They ran a server through Germany, and they routed all the data from here, from India to that server. And ultimately, when Indian hackers finally found out about this, they hacked into the server, they found out what they had done, and this was disclosed in the Ground Zero Summit. So I believe that such state-sponsored hackers like Sajid and Abid, who are dedicated to such activities, India should also build up a complete set of hackers who can work for the government on these activities.
Hundreds of young pretty faces like these, and conversations where these young girls would say, let's have steamy conversation, and then they would lure these young armed forces officials. On the other side were actually ISI officers and men at the Karachi call center. They would ask young officers to download an app, and through that app they would get all information on their mobile phones, laptops, computers, from where they were posted, how much salary they drew, who all were listed on their phone numbers, and a lot more information that was detrimental to national security. With Arvind Ojha in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant, India Today. So on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, they'd approach young officers. An analysis of most of these accounts indicate that they pretended to be young college girls or working women in Maharashtra or Gujarat, even Madhya Pradesh, pretending to be related to government servants, so that army officers or armed forces officials, while dealing with them, would not think that they're dealing with someone who's outside the family. When a counter cyber operation was mounted by the Indian team of ethical hackers, it emerged that behind these pretty faces were ugly ISI operatives with a very sinister plan.
This is the address of ISI's call center in Karachi. At the helm, two of Pakistan's most devious hackers, Sajid and Abid. The two faces that plotted the biggest ever cyber strike on the Indian Army and set it in motion.
Sajid and Abid, both of these people have been successful in running a very big operation which targeted the Indian Defence Forces.
The intel report accessed by India Today indicates that ISI's hackers didn't just honeytrap the Indian army men, but also some other high-profile Indians. Once Indian cyber sleuths tracked down the ISI call center in Karachi via their IP addresses, it was revealed that the hackers were honey-trapping Indian army men to access sensitive intel data. Circulars were issued to the Army, Navy and Air Force officers warning them against fake social media websites. But once the dirty ISI cyber war was unmasked, it was time to pay back Pakistan in the same coin. With Arvind Ojha and Himanshu Mishra, Bureau Report, India Today.
So once Indian counterintelligence tracked down ISI's dirty operation Honeytrap to its Karachi call center, it was India's turn to hit back. And then there was a furious online counterattack. The Indian hackers had the ISI hackers on their knees. How? Take a look at this exclusive cyber surgical operation.
It is India's fiercest surgical strike on Pakistan to counter ISI's war by stealth in cyberspace. With details of ISI's Karachi call center emerging, India's super army of hackers unleashed to bring Pakistan to its knees even in the virtual world. This after India destroyed terror launchpads in POK. Hacking into Pakistani networks, India's virtual warriors locked their computers, destroying their data.
Sources have told India today that a group that has been christened as the Telangana Warriors were among those who busted Pak computers, locking them all down. Pakistani hackers then started offering electronic currency, bitcoins, to Indian hackers.
उन लोगों ने अब तक 120 बिटकॉइन, जो कि एक वेब मनी के तौर पे जाना जाता है, पे किया और इस समय उसकी वैल्यू 47 lakhs के अराउंड है.
Pakistani hackers had hacked into some websites of the Indian Army following the surgical strikes in POK. Aiding their dirty work was the Pakistani government and a little device.
एक कंप्यूटर की तरह ही फुल एक्सेस देता है. इसमें लगे USB पोर्ट्स, लैन पोर्ट और वाईफाई, इनबिल्ट वाईफाई और ब्लूटूथ फैसिलिटी होती है, जिससे हम किसी भी नेटवर्क से कभी भी एक्सेस कर सकते हैं.
Once Indian hackers opened counterfire, the Pakistanis were begging for mercy. But their pleas went unheard as India's cyber soldiers went stomping forward, destroying all fake videos being circulated online by Pakistani hackers to malign India's image and rubbish the surgical strikes.
देखिए, हमारे यहाँ के हैकर्स हमेशा हम लोग उन्हें वाइट हेड्स कहते हैं. सिर्फ वो एक मैसेज दे रहे हैं, ये बता रहे हैं कि उनके नेटवर्क पर हमारी पूरी पहुंच है, पकड़ है, और अगर वो अपनी आदतों से बाज नहीं आएंगे तो ऑब्वियसली उन्हें नुकसान उठाना पड़ेगा.
While Pakistan's dirty cyber war may have been halted this time, India has to tighten its security in the virtual world to protect sensitive data from being leaked to the enemy. With Himanshu Mishra and Arvind Ojha, Bureau Report, India Today.